Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today in this video I'm going to be sharing with you all 6 hacks that will even put a lazy person on their productivity journey. So let's begin. Number 1 is to not take yourself so seriously. Many times it happens that whenever we have a goal to accomplish or we have a task to accomplish, we tend to get into the zone of procrastination. And why do we procrastinate is because we think that when we accomplish the goal and when we complete the task, that is when we will be happy. And just about thinking about the task and goals, we get happy and we procrastinate because we have gotten the boost of happiness just about thinking that particular task. So we delay doing that particular task. And we oftentimes think and self-doubt ourselves that we won't be able to accomplish the task and the goal that we have set for ourselves. So in that mindset, we do not start taking actions on that particular task. And we often underestimate how much accomplishment and happiness and sense of achievement we will derive after accomplishing that particular task. So we often get into the thinking loop and think about what could go wrong, what hurdles that we might face, and all such things rather than actually taking action. So the best idea is to not think about doing the task and just getting into the zone and taking actions bit by bit and just asking yourself what is the first step that I can take in order to reach that particular goal of the day, and just by doing it. Oftentimes it happens that we take ourselves so seriously that we get into this thinking loop and never are able to do any of the tasks. And during the end of the day, we always feel that we haven't done anything in order to reach to our goals. I really like this concept by Jake Knapp in his book Make Time, the daily highlight, where the author talks about that we should be having one daily highlight of the day and other tasks to accomplish during the day, and first thing first that we should be doing is accomplishing the daily highlights. Like for example, the daily highlight for the day is me filming this particular video, and which is why I'm here doing the first thing from the tasks that I have to do for today. To know more about all of this, I highly recommend watching this particular video wherein in detail I have decoded on how you can accomplish your tasks based on the daily highlight. The second way that I want to talk about is developing discipline and routines. You can only develop disciplines by the help of routines. Have a routine for each and everything, starting from the morning routine, getting to the work routine, your time blockers, your lunch routine, your getting back from home routine, your nighttime routine, your playtime routine, your exercise routine, your eating routine. Basically systemize each and everything in your life and then see the results, because once you develop routines, you do not have to use your head in deciding what to do next. So because you're doing the same thing again and again every day, it becomes the second habit for you to do that particular task and get into that particular zone. And often routines act as cues. You do not have to put your head and decide that okay, this is something that I will have to do now. You are on autopilot mode, and when you are on autopilot mode, you get more things done faster because you're doing them on a repeated basis, and every time you repeat an activity, you get better and better at it every time you repeat it. Number third way is to rack up your hormones. There are 4 types of happy hormones that gets us into the zone, which are number 1, endorphins, which are released when we do any kind of physical activity, which gives us and boosts our energy and happiness. This physical activity could be anything: Zumba, gymming, walking, anything. You can pick for yourself your physical activity and stick to doing that particular activity on a daily basis for these endorphins to be released in your body and brain. Number 2 is the serotonin hormone, which is induced and secreted in our body and brains when we sleep nicely, when our appetite is good, when we are contented, and this gives us a sense of comfort in our routines and in our disciplines. The third one is dopamine, which is the reward hormone. James Clear in his book Atomic Habits says that we have 4 ways of developing the habit. James Clear in his book Atomic Habits talks about 4 stages of developing a habit. Number 1 is making it obvious, making it attractive, making it rewarding, and making it easier. So when we reward ourselves and give that boost of dopamine, we are motivated to do the same activity again and again. To stick to a discipline and routine, I highly recommend to reward yourself and secrete those dopamine hormones that further motivates you to stick to that particular habit. And the last hormone is the oxytocin, which is secreted in our brains and body with social bonding, trust, relationships, etc. So once all of these hormones are secreted at a balance in our bodies, that is when we feel our highest energetic self and we stop being lazy. So determine which is the hormone that is currently missing in your life that is leading to laziness. Create a routine and discipline around having a balance of all of these 4 good hormones which are responsible for your productivity and happiness. Moving on to the 4th technique, that is having track sheets. Now it only makes sense to have disciplines and routines once you actually have track sheets wherein you can see how consistent you were and how you were tracking your progress. Because we can make sense of the progress once we put a number to any of the matrix that we are tracking. So have track sheets for all of the disciplines, routines that you have created, because otherwise developing and following a routine would be waste. Some examples of track sheets can be tracking your time, where you're spending your time, if you have to work on managing your time more efficiently. Your finance tracker to understand where your money is going and where your money is coming from. Your growth tracker, if you are creating content on any social media platforms, let's say YouTube, Instagram or LinkedIn, you can track which videos did well, which posts did well, what were the metrics, etc., etc. Which books that you are reading, how many books that you read, how many pages did you read, or how many minutes did you spend reading the entire day to develop the habit of reading. So basically have track sheets for each and everything that you are trying to accomplish in your life. The chances are even more once you start having a track sheet. Because whenever you fill information in those track sheets at regular intervals, that is when you will be reminded of how to be better and efficient at doing that particular activity and achieving your goal. Number 5th one is to focus on the process. I know we are so fixated on the goal and we have a tunnel vision on the goals that we have set for ourselves that we tend to forget to enjoy the process, and we only club our happiness when we achieve our goals. It's not that. We have to enjoy the process and we have to be happy in the process, because goal is going to be just one day, but the process is something that will make us happy and we will look back on every time when we will remember the goals that we achieved. I learned this the harder way, and this was one of my biggest learnings and takeaway from completing my PhD degree. I had a dream when I started my PhD to complete my PhD and add doctor as a prefix in my name. But that was one day when I accomplished each and everything. But it was the hard work of 5 years that it took me to accomplish everything to add that prefix in my name. And the last one is to switch your phone with a book. I promise this will be the best switch you will ever make in your life, and the rewards would be just amazing. So whenever we pick our phone, majorly we scroll social media or we scroll any of the marketplaces to buy something we don't need, and books is something which will give us a lot of information and also give us a lot of ways to accomplish our goals. Always remember one thing: the information that we consume becomes our thoughts becomes our actions becomes our habits, and the habits determine what our future is going to look like. So you decide what information you want to put inside your head. Is it scrolling the social media or is it reading a self-help book? The choice is yours. So these were the 6 ways you can boost your productivity if you are going through a lazy era in your life, and make the most of your life and be more efficient and productive at your work and life. So yeah, that was it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video till the very end, and I will see you in another video very soon. Till then, bye bye.